greater advantage that we present that many do not have, and I'll go down my list, or possibly 4, or if I'm inspired, I'll give you 5. First and foremost, we are a robust democracy. We are a robust democracy. In our entire 48 years, we may have our ups and downs during election time around, but every year, the 11 elections that have transacted, Papua New Guinea has not failed to deliver a government through the electoral process and through the democratic process. We have a safe democracy. There are many other investment destinations, globally speaking, who cannot stand up to this proud history of my beloved Papua New Guinea. 48 years on, we have had 7 prime ministers before me, and we've had 11 elections, and in between some changes of government. All have been done through the due processes of law. Government come, government go, but the country remains. Rule of law prevails. The second advantage Papua New Guinea has is that our judiciary is totally independent. Our judiciary is totally independent. Sometimes they cause a little bit of delay to each and every one of us, as we are experiencing in the WAFI project timeline so far. But please, don't take it too personal. It is not offensive. A robust, functional democracy is not a democracy without a very independent judiciary. And I'm working very, very hard to ensure that the judiciary remains stronger, bigger, better. We're giving them more support. We're also assisting the Independent Commission on Corruption set up to ensure they support the judiciary and all integrity offices in our country so that the rule of law prevails in our country far bigger going forward. That is totally necessary in a nation of so much diversity, whether it's diversity of church affiliations, or diversity of tribal affiliations, or diversity of political affiliations. We have so much diversity, but our diversity must be anchored solidly in a robust democracy and a functional judiciary. And we are working very hard, so I just want to give you the second plus we have in Papua New Guinea is a judiciary that is totally independent, away from government and away from politics. They work without fear or favor of anyone, and you can be rest assured. The fiscal stability agreement we sign with any project will run the course of that agreement with no government into the future tempering on what has been signed upon. That is something my government is proud of. That is something my country is proud of, and something that we will never ever compromise the independence of the judiciary, and honoring to the spirit and text of every agreement we negotiated and settled with all project developers. You agree with me? You agree with me? If you are trying to come into my country, all you have to do is ask Marape. You ask the outgoing Newcrest in how they operated here. I must disclose I'm a great sounder of the fact that the lead projects hardly pay any corporate tax, and they remind me they pay personal income tax. But as Prime Minister, I'm bound by the agreement my predecessor set, and this is something we value. It's our word, it's our bond. We honor our word and our bond. And I think this is something that is second to none. You can't find it in many nations. You can't find it without naming other regions of the world you investors operate. You know how other regions operate. You know how other regimes operate. Papua New Guinea is a fair democracy. We agree upon something, we live to honor what we agreed upon, including predecessors who signed agreements. And this is the second biggest strength we have in Papua New Guinea. The third biggest strength we have is my people, our people. Many judge us with cover over the lenses, so to speak. You look deep in my people, intrinsically in the DNA of all my landowners and all my people of my country. They're very good people. They're very good people. You find a place to honor them, they will return honor to you in leaps and bounds. They will return honor to you in leaps and bounds. That is why my conversation has been, let's look into downstream processing. Let's look into upping the local content so that you're not farming out the investment dollar you bring into PNG to a contractor elsewhere, but you are really allowing for more of the dollar to percolate into kina and residual kina in my economy. And I just want to say The third advantage we have, though diverse we may be, we speak one common language as Melanesian Christians. Deep in the core of our DNA is a heart of forgiveness, it's a heart of tolerance, it's a heart of welcoming everyone that comes in with good pasin. And if you strike a fair pasin to us, we'll repay the pasin to you in leaps and bounds and in many, many folds. And I just want to say the third plus of my country is the pasin of my people. The fourth plus we have is our environment in totality. Our environment in totality. Unbeknown to many of you, when you choose to invest in Papua New Guinea, that the climate change and conversation would be contemporary 21st century conversation. Today, climate change, and if you go to the bankers, they would ask you, are you working in a green economy? What is your carbon footprint? And the consciousness on climate change has got bigger, better, and rightfully so. But the good news Papua New Guinea offers to every investor who invests in my country is that we're not carbon neutral, but we are a carbon negative country. I repeat, we're not a carbon neutral, but we're a carbon negative country. And so Papua New Guinea will not slow down in attracting investments in the hydrocarbon space. I know, Mr. Smart and your team, you've rebranded to energy sector, that's fair go. But I'm old school. I still say to those who talk about climate change and talk about the fossil fuel and talk about the hydrocarbon industry, you shut down your coal industry first before you come and lecture me on climate change. We will still be a gas producing nation. We will still be an oil producing nation. And to the two majors with me, here in Total and ExxonMobil, bring your carbon footprint offset into my green economy. I have 462,840 square kilometers of land. Of that, 70% is forested. That's a green economy. If I throw in the blue economy side of things, my entire 5 million square kilometers of territory is half in the blue, well, not half, rather 70% in the blue economy sector. My marine ecosystem, including the mangroves, and my terrestrial ecosystem, including my tropical rainforest, has you covered in your carbon footprint. When you operate in Papua New Guinea, you're operating in a carbon negative country. Right now, together, those of you operating your companies in my country, and my people and government, our carbon footprint is under 10 million metric tons of CO2, or carbon footprint. Our absorption capacity is over 100 million metric tons. And so we are by far miles carbon negative. We still have room for improvement. We will tidy this space. Some of you have seen me coming back from France. I still remain a big protest. I don't attend COP meetings because I feel this is a forum where they just speak and they don't do anything. My conversation has been, if you speak, put your money in forestry conservation. Put your money in forestry conservation. And so we will go big in that space. We will have a green label for all of you who operate in my country. You work in PNG, you're a green company. You product in PNG, you're a green product. We will tidy this space. So as you work out there, you go out to the world, you tell your story. I'm working with the government in forest management, forest conservation, mangrove replanting, afforestation, reforestation. I have a green label. Papua New Guinea is a green country. Don't worry about me here, ExxonMobil here, Total here, Santos here, everything else, we are safe. And this is the advantage, competitive advantage we bring that other nations do not bring to you.